Welcome back to the Self Build Renovation Show. Live day one, we're taking another wander. It's the third roam that we've done here at NSBRC in Swindon. Myself, Chris Dawes from Visual PR, but more importantly, we've got Nick Want, the Sustainability Manager from NSBRC.
Yeah, thank you, Chris.
Have you recovered after a bit of a lunch break there?
I have, yeah. We're all a bit heavier now, aren't we? We've had our lunch.
Yeah, I don't think it worked. I shouldn't stop. I should just keep going.
Yeah, this is it.
But I mean, again, we just walk back here. It is thriving here, isn't it?
Yeah, it's really nice and buzzing today. It's great. So lots of people bringing new projects, or a lot of people that also have been before that are coming back to further their projects. So it's brilliant.
Yeah, it really is buzzing. So make sure you get down here. Remember, book online. We got 2 more days, Saturday and Sunday, 1st and 2nd of February. And you can book online on the NSBRC website. Totally free as long as you do it in advance. £12 on the door, free parking, loads of it. Absolutely brilliant. So we're going to start this other walk. And you've decided we're going over this direction first. And I'm going to hand the microphone over. Hello.
Hi. Thank you so much.
Hi. Thanks for being our first guest.
No,
on
of course. Thank you for having me.
Yeah. So how's your day going?
Yeah, good. Do you know, for a Friday in January, it's actually been busier than we expected. So yeah, we're really, really grateful to be here. Looking forward to the rest of the weekend as well.
So tell us a little bit about, I mean, you're probably one of the bigger brand names here. You're probably one of the few exhibitors that we have that are really a genuine household name.
Yes.
But pretend people don't know anything about you guys.
Absolutely.
What do you do? How are you helping people with their home builds and their renovations?
Absolutely. I think when it comes to self-build and renovation that we're here for the event, the way that we can help is with our new Velux advisory team. So what they do is a design and installation service.
Yep.
So when it comes to people's plans and projects now, whether that be a loft conversion, an extension, a renovation of any of their rooms, our design team will sit with them. They will do virtual consultations, and then we're able to scale their plans that they have. We're also able to provide them with digital renders. So it's a completely free service, and we show customers exactly what their house can look like with the benefits of new roof windows added in. It allows them to make their choices without paying any money as well, so they're part of the decision making. So although there's lots of stalls here today, we take the customer on the journey with us. Rather than just telling them what we think is best, we involve them in the discussions, allow them to see all the information, and then make the choices that are best for them.
So
that's
you
what
really
we
help
need to do.
people visualize before they make their decisions.
Absolutely. I mean, when we started the service, one of the biggest feedbacks that we got from homeowners was that they were almost always disappointed that they didn't know something until after the window was already in place. So what we do is we talk them through, coach them about the windows and all of the technical details, and then they make the right choice for them. They've been part of it. It's not about the window that was in the back of the van, quickest to purchase off of the dealer's shelf. It was the window that was right for them and all of the things that they told us they needed.
Amazing. And when we were over at the other side of the centre actually earlier, we were playing around on, you've done a collaboration with Tapco, I think, there with the roofing. So
with the balcony window.
Yeah, so that's got a bit of a wow factor to it.
It does, absolutely. And that wow factor is something that we tap into. It doesn't mean that you need to have the balcony in order to have that feeling in your space. So we look into tapping into that wow factor in everyone's space, whether that is with the balcony, a massive living room, or whether it's your kind of ensuite single rooms. Any of those things should feel special like that.
And your stand is quite interactive here as well, isn't it?
Yes, it is indeed. Again, with that kind of taking the homeowner on the journey with us, we've brought along our interactive products. We show them in real time what it's like to use the Velux products. So they've got our interactive blinds, the app controls, the climate controls, so that they can really see it. I think it's really difficult to see things on a website or in a brochure and really understand what that would mean like for them.
You can touch and feel, and you can understand the quality as well as how it works.
Absolutely,
right?
Yeah, that's right. And we've done it both internally and externally so that the customer gets a real feel for the product 360.
I love it. Thank you so much for
Absolutely.
a bit of time today. I hope you have a great rest of your weekend.
Thank you so much.
We're going to venture down the rest of what we like to call Expert Alley and just see who else we can get our hands on.
No, enjoy your time, and I appreciate the time. Thank you so much.
Thanks very much. Have a great weekend.
Thank you very much. Notice that you're right on the entrance of Expert Alley. Hey, what does that say? Top. Thanks, guys. Right, I know you were hoping we were going to have a chat with Fleming Homes. Looks like they're still busy.
We had Max on our Battle of the Building Systems.
We did. He's on the phone down there now.
So I think perhaps we'll move past him. Maybe we'll come back later if we're able to. But if anyone's really interested in understanding about the timber frame system or actually how that compares to other building systems, check out our previous episode on Battle of the Building Systems, because it really compares the different
because they've got the great samples there, don't they, as well?
They have, yeah. We had to drag that one over for that episode over the other side of the building.
He did.
Last time,
Well, we
did.
Great. He did.
Yeah, me and Max did. But that's fine. Let's carry on our journey, perhaps we'll loop back round.
We might. I was just trying to see is that the conversation was possibly edging towards the end. We got to make sure we don't get it in the way, don't we?
This is it. We're secondary, right? As much as we like to think that we're the main event here today, actually, the reality is that people with real life projects need the priority over us.
Yeah, you keep pandering to my ego, don't you, mate? That's what you have to keep
mine
doing.
as well, don't you?
Right.
So I've got some friends here at SA Energy that I wanted to have a chat with. Looks like they might be also in the middle of a conversation. Who can we get?
Just trying to work out if there's two there to 2 to 1. So could we grab one of them?
I think we circle back.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's okay.
See, this proves that we're doing this as a live wander because they're busy, which they're supposed to be. So many things down here on, as Nick called it, Expert Alley, to catch your attention.
We're gonna come back down here. I think
I think we are because we're missing because we want to chat to Witch again, don't we?
Chat to Witch as well.
Who were, of course, trusted traders, were on the last episode, weren't they? That was really good.
They were. So we had Rosie. She's not here today, but she's going to be here tomorrow and Sunday. If anyone watched the episode with Rosie on. Evolution Home and Leisure, I would love to have a chat with though. So I'm just going to come and interrupt.
He's available, yeah.
Afternoon. Hiya. How are you doing?
How again, mate?
How are you?
You're right.
Yeah.
This time I'm going to hand you the microphone and we're going to throw you right into it, mate.
Okay.
Sorry to surprise you with this.
Yeah, no problem.
I wanted to come and just have another chat with you, really. Now you've got your shiny new stand that's up.
Yes.
It's one of the newest ones in the centre, really. It's looking really smart.
Yeah. No, we're really, really pleased with the work that we've done. William, our young designer over there, is the guy who actually put it together, who come up with the idea of how the stand will look.
Yeah, fantastic.
What we've done is we've actually put 2 types of panel on the stand. So it's our full thickness stand panel. So that's our traditional, what we would use traditionally to build a house, an office block or anything at all. And that basically shows the system.
And these are all systems within steel frame, aren't they?
Yes. Yeah. So basically, it's almost like a SIPS panel on steroids. It's a SIPS panel with a steel frame inside. We've overcome cold bridging.
Yeah.
So the fact that we use steel makes us extremely, extremely accurate and very, very fast on site. So,
So you were kind enough to come and chat with us a couple of episodes ago when we did our Battle of the Building Systems. And you were representing steel frame, which is great. But nice to actually be able to come and see these panels for ourselves, which is amazing.
Well, you can see that the thickness of the panel and the density of the insulation.
Yep.
The only thing that we haven't got on there is the actual board in itself, magnesium oxide board, or whether we use a gypsum type cement board, but they are on our stand down in the educational centre, so you can actually see everything there.
So you talked about eliminating cold bridging. I'm going to take one step back just for anyone who doesn't know what cold bridging is, and just talk about that, and you'll probably be able to explain it better than me, but about actually there being loss of heat through, and I suppose you know that metal is a conductor of heat, right?
Yes.
So you would, in theory, if you think of the way I've had it explained to me as a layman, is really if you've got your nice sleeping bag that you're going to put on, if the cold zip touches your body, you know that touches you because it's cold. So actually, if you've got a part of your structure where that thermal property is going to be letting all the heat out,
that's
in
right.
That way,
so
metal in theory could do that. So you said you've overcome that.
So it's that there.
Yeah.
So basically what we've got is a connection between the outside of the panel, which is outside in the cold, and the inside of the panel, which is inside in the warm.
Yeah.
You'll get cold transfer, which is where you get damp condensation.
Yeah.
We've still maintained steel from one panel to the other, but because we put an insulator between the two, we've eliminated the cold bridging on from one side to the other. So that means we don't get that cold transfer. So it means we don't have a cavity or need a cavity in order to prevent cold bridging. And it's the only steel system in the world that does that.
Well done in that case.
Thank you very much.
I love it. So anyone that's coming to speak to you today, or thinking about maybe whether they should come down to the centre, what might they want to come and talk to you about if they're at the real beginnings and they don't even know which kind of building system or project they want to go with?
We believe we're an absolute true self-build product.
Yeah.
And the reason for that is because you can get involved at every level.
Yeah.
You can come and sit down with us and sort out drawings and to take to your architect, or your architect can supply the drawings.
Yeah.
We can adapt our panel system to any architectural drawings. That's not a problem.
Yeah.
you can come and get involved in the actual assembly of the panels. So you can start to put these things together in our factory.
So tell me about I've seen this, you told me about this graphic, I think already off camera.
Yes.
One tool does it all.
Yeah.
So what is this about? Because this is about the ease of assembly, I believe.
Yeah, well, you're just about to see it there. Look on the screen. So basically, that Allen key goes in, locks, pulls the two panels together. The system is now fully under tension, so we get no movement, so we're defect free. So because we've got steel on steel, so we get far less movement within the weather than we would typically get with timber, for instance. We don't get the movement, we don't get the problems on site of shrinkage or expansion. So that basically is one tool, so it's an Allen key. We can build a wall 100 metres long without using a single tool other than that Allen key.
Incredible.
Yeah.
I love it.
So,
real innovation. It's
yeah.
good to see.
All
well,
right.
With that, I think I'm just going to wish
Thank
you
you so
a
much, yeah.
great rest of your weekend.
Yeah, brilliant.
We're going to carry on with our journey, but thank you so
yeah.
much. That's
All the
amazing.
best. Thank you ever so much.
Cheers. Have a good one. All right, where's Chris gone to? Chris is having a natter over here now. I'm just going to see if anyone that we missed out down here is available. Yeah, Chris,
I'll have your mic back. Yeah, I'm done now. You guys, I was chatting.
Was Phil trying to get on camera, was he?
He was. They were all excited that we were live. I did notice that some of our guests were suddenly free, which...
Hello. Have you been warned that we might come and speak to you?
Yes, I did. Hello.
How are you doing?
Thank you. I'm doing really well. Really good. Thank you.
Great. So we had a chat with Rosie in our previous episode, who I believe is here tomorrow.
Yeah. Me and Rosie are here tomorrow, talking about the importance of choosing a trader you can trust.
Amazing. So what can you tell us a little bit, for anyone who didn't see that episode and hear the great explanation on there?
Yeah.
How can you help people find a trader they can trust?
Yeah. So first of all, a bit of background, if that's okay.
Yeah,
so,
of course.
which is why we're here today. We're a consumer organisation, first and foremost. We're a not-for-profit organisation. Mm-hmm. The whole reason that we exist is to make life simpler, easier, fairer for consumers. That's why we exist.
Yeah, great.
So Which Trusted Traders is part of Which, therefore part of that ethos and that drive. Now, we came into being sort of like 10 years ago, specifically focusing on the home improvement market, because it's known as a fraud market,
yes.
to put it in a very polite terms. It's full of, there's obviously loads of good traders out there who do an amazing job, who work hard to get their standards to a certain degree. Sadly, there's an awful lot of rogue traders out there.
Yeah. And how do you know the difference until you find out the hard way?
Yeah. It's very, very difficult to spot the difference between a good trader and a bad trader. Even more so in today's digital age.
Yeah, sure.
Anybody can get a website, anybody can look shiny and good on a website, anybody can buy a nice van, anybody can have a showroom. But how do you really, really know that trader, that business is qualified to do what they want to do, to do what they say they're going to do?
Yeah.
That they have the experience, that if things go wrong, they're still going to look after you, they're still going to do their best to make sure you get the best outcome, that they don't run off with your money.
I think that's always relevant, but to me it feels like it's especially relevant when we're talking about self-build and renovation, where actually a lot of the people that are coming to the centre to find out about this and to deliver their own projects are probably thinking of doing things a bit differently. They're probably straying away from traditional methods of delivering their projects. And actually maybe you're even dealing with a smaller pool of people who you can trust with that. And that doesn't mean that they're not trustworthy people, but perhaps it's about the skill set and experience as well.
Oh, 100%. We always say you've got your accidental sort of rogue traders.
Yes.
They haven't woken up on any day to think, oh, how can I scam you today?
Yeah.
But they don't have the necessary experience to really carry out the work that they've sort of commissioned themselves to do.
Yeah.
And then you've got the proper hardcore sort of naughty traders that have every intention of sort of scamming you.
Yeah.
We've spoken to a lot of consumers, and that's one of the beauties of coming today. We have nothing to sell here today.
Yep.
All that we're doing is giving advice to consumers who are probably a very emotional time. It's a very big financial commitment. It's a very big sort of time commitment, and it's a very big trust element.
It's very likely the biggest project you'll ever do.
Exactly.
Until the next one, I suppose.
Yeah. And we've spoken to so many consumers today who are coming up to us, and they're so excited. You know, they're doing their self build, and they're of a certain age, you know, and they're like, oh, we've got to do it now. We can't afford to get this wrong.
Yeah.
But they're so happy about what they're going to do. But then there's also that sort of fear of not just the mechanics of how do you build your own house, but then what if something goes wrong? What if somebody walks off with my money? What if, you know, what if they don't do it as they're sort of told? So we're seeing a lot of that mixed emotion of living the dream, going for the dream, and then that fear of reality. How do you make it happen?
Yeah.
And that's what we're trying to do. We're just trying to alleviate, you know, because there are good traders out there, there's good businesses out there, there's amazing things here. I've seen them. I've walked around the stands. You know, there's some really good, passionate businesses here. It's how do you make sure the consumer finds that good business.
Take that step without it feeling like a roll of the dice. It's actually how do you make it more comfortable and have that a bit of insurance around it.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Right.
So hopefully we're getting our message out there, and there's some Which Trusted Traders here as well, which is great to see. So hopefully we're just getting that message out.
Yeah, and hopefully more in the future.
Yeah, fingers crossed. The more good traders that are able to stand out for that consumer to choose, then win-win for everybody.
Fantastic. On another angle of this, I believe you're also here talking about, as I can see behind you, plan your home energy needs. So yeah,
so our home energy tool, it's our new tool. I think we launched it September. It's when we first sort of came here. And it's there because the new sectors, so your solar pumps and your heat pumps, that's not new technology, but it's the perception of new technology. People know they have to make their homes energy efficient. People know that retrofit is the new buzzword and home energy, and they're aware they've got to do stuff. But the market now is flooded with information. You Google anything about energy efficient house retrofit, and you'll be armed with a lot of information. So we put together a tool to hopefully help make sense of it for consumers. So if they've got their house, they're thinking, what do I do? They put their details in, and it's a very bespoke package comes back specific to their property.
Yeah,
so it knows
amazing, because it does need to be bespoke, doesn't it? There's not going to be a one size fits all. You need to figure out what's going to be right for you as someone living in the property, what's going to be right for the property, and actually not just doing one thing, i.e. a heat pump, and then thinking that's it, that's a fix, and everything else is fine as it is. Perhaps there's an ecosystem of your home that you need to get balance with.
And that's what a lot of our traders are saying to us. Like, our traders know how to fit the heat pump, our traders know how to fit the solar panel, but all of a sudden they're having consumers ask them, but what about the whole package? How do I do my roof? And our traders don't know. So it's as much to help our traders as much to help the consumer.
Brilliant.
And it also tells them about all the grants that's available as well, because retrofitting your house is expensive. There's grants out there, so it's giving them that access to that information as well. And it's unbiased, it's free information, it's out there. We just want to hopefully make it a nice, easy journey for the consumers.
Thank you so much.
Very welcome.
I hope you have a great rest of your weekend.
I will do. And you. Thanks
you. Very much. We're going to carry on. I don't know which direction we're going now on Expert Alley. Did you know you're on Expert Alley? That's what we like to call this.
Expert Alley. No pressure.
Thanks very much.
Pressure. Right, let's
Do
go.
they look available?
Yeah. Oh, she's walking away. She was stood there, but she just walked away. So, where else?
These guys, I think.
There we go. See, it's roll the dice. We don't know. See who's available.
Hi, guys. We had to go past you because you were having a chat with somebody, but we thought we'd come back. We didn't want to miss you out.
Oh, thank you very much.
How's it going? Been nice and busy today?
It's been pretty hectic, I've only had a chance to leave for 5 minutes, just go and grab a quick snack and get back. But no, it's been really good.
I think both times you've had a break, I've come and bothered you, so it's...
That's fine. That's what happens. It's hard. We've got to get a sandwich in when we can. So it's not too bad.
So tell us a little bit about who you guys are, what you do.
Okay, so SA Energy, we deal with all things renewable, so everything from solar panels, battery storage systems such as the Solar Edge, Tesla Powerball, etc., air source heat pumps, underfloor heating, MVHR, and full electrical and construction works. We do all of it. Basically, you could bring us a shell and we'll fit the whole thing out for you.
So you can connect it all together.
Absolutely, yeah. And our speciality is making all of these things link in so that you can extract the best usage of that energy generation and reduce your cost on grid, get that cost of energy down and control that price going forward. That's the aim of the game here. It's about making sure that your energy cost is secured for as long as possible. So if we can get you a system in that's going to buy your energy for sub 7 pence per unit for the next 20 years, you're probably going to be doing pretty well.
Yeah, love it. So do you lean more towards self-builders, or are you equally working with anyone who's doing a renovation or a retrofit?
Yeah, so we do all of them really. So retrofit obviously brings its own little interesting challenges because sometimes getting cabling and pipe work around into areas can be quite disruptive. So that becomes a bit more of a specialist task. New build we do all the time.
Yeah.
It's the simplest work to do once the design is done because you've got an empty box to work with, so that's lovely. But yeah, we do a lot of retro and a lot of new build. It's all pretty much the same thing for us.
Amazing.
So, yeah.
So I know you've had lots of different visitors today and probably lots of different questions, but is there something that springs to mind as almost a question that people are asking you that's something they don't know that they're going to come and ask you about today?
I think the main thing that people are unsure of is how to integrate everything together to get the best out of it. So, what happens when you have an MVHR system, for example, and you've got a heat pump and you're trying to get the best out of the heat pump, but your MVHR will be bringing in much cooler air in the winter months, which is when you want to heat the most. How do you get that to work better together so that you're not having the two systems fight each other? And understand how to integrate systems. There's lots and lots of companies here, which is brilliant. Loads of product to look at. But there's not many that understand that link together.
Okay.
And that's where we really come into our fore, is we understand how to make all of these things work together. And explaining that to people is quite enlightening for some, I think.
Yeah.
And it's really great. We've been able to recommend quite a few of the products, nothing to do with us. So, things like the thermoskirt, the Thermocoat products, which are fantastic for these renovation products.
I love hearing that whenever, any of our partners that are within the trade village here, when you're actually sharing people back and forward rather than just saying, no, buy my thing, go with
absolutely
and it really
not.
Doesn't feel salesy in here.
Yeah, and it's been great. So one of the first things we do when we come up here is actually have a wander around and see what's new. I spent an hour or so chatting with the Thermocoat guys this morning because I haven't seen that one before. So I'm going to get them up to do the outside of my house because it's brilliant.
Amazing.
So, it's a bonus for me.
So it's been a good day for them already.
Yeah, they've already got one sale. Happy days. But we've already put a couple of people over to them.
Amazing.
And now have a wander around. And even some of the other installers here. There are other installers, other suppliers of heat pumps and PV.
Yeah.
And they might be in an area that we're not covering. We'll pass people along there.
Yeah,
Why not?
fantastic.
Everybody helps each other out. It's much easier. Had a
Love
really
to
good
see
chat
it.
with the Good Energy guys earlier as well. So
Great.
Yeah, it's a bit of a relationship developing there. So
That's good.
Yeah.
Glad to hear it.
It's all good.
Right, we are going to carry on our journey because we're going to try and hit as
Fantastic.
many people as we can. But
Absolutely.
I will wish you a great rest of your weekend.
Fantastic. Thank you very much.
No doubt I'll see you soon. Thanks, guys.
Thank you very much
Thanks.
indeed. Right, I was keeping an eye out because she just nipped off, but she was back, so we might have to catch up with Fleming Homes in a little while.
That's it. Let's go continue.
They
down
are
the
keen,
road.
definitely. So you lead the way, Nick. You know
Yeah,
who you
let's
want
have
us
a
to
wander
speak to
down here.
next. As
Right.
as Nick can testify to with all his wandering with the camera, is that there's just so many people that we could, should and would speak to, but it's impossible to speak to everybody. Obviously, you've got in the background the renovation house. That is just seriously cool. If you've never been here, I think this attracts people in itself, surely, doesn't
Yeah,
it?
absolutely.
It is just
we'll
phenomenal.
go and have a look in there as well before we wrap this one up. We will go and have a quick look in there, but I would always recommend coming and checking out one
Definitely.
of either the
It brings it
guided
to
tour
life.
if you can.
Yep.
But actually, there's what you will see is there's a QR code there that you can scan at any time just to get the audio tour.
Yeah. I mean,
you can-
it's just,
to
I
guide
love
you
your
around.
explanations, even just looking at the outside, is that generally speaking, if you had a house with all of that stuff on it, you'd go, no, that's out,
well,
I'm out.
the mission with this exhibit was to first of all show a house that had all the problems you can imagine, because it then will represent the problems you might see in your renovation. If you had all of them, yes, you probably would turn it down. But we want to make sure everyone sees their issue here.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I think we're only going to get to look at the downstairs, but you've got an upstairs that brings all of that to life as well.
Yes, absolutely.
Where do you want to go now?
Let's have a chat with Firepower.
Okay.
These guys here.
I'm going to pass this over again.
Thank you very much.
Hey, how are you doing?
I'm very well, thank you.
Yeah, thanks for spending a bit of time with us.
That's all right.
I think you've got something a little bit different to share with us from what we've been talking about so far. So I guess my big question to you would be, tell us a bit about what you guys do.
So we are Firepower. My name's Martin. We offer biomass boilers and we look at treating hard to treat homes. So this is our flagship model. This is a Clover Smart 120. On the end here, you have a 30 kilo hopper. You can pour 30 kilos of pellets into here, and this will do a day of heating in the really cold weather.
Yeah.
And maybe 2 to 3 days at other times of the year. The great thing with this is that Ofgem absolutely love it. They think it works really well. And for stone cottages, hard to treat homes, this will look after all of their heating, hot water and cooking. So you can cook on it. Nice big zone there for really fast burning boiling. Simmer zone. And then you've got your cooker. A lot of people look at this and think it's a little bit of a small cooker, but really it's just in portrait rather than landscape. And what's great is that then you've got a flame in here that's always burning, and it's just looking nice for the
Yeah, so you're heating your home and cooking from one location.
Yeah. We look at anything from 14 kilowatts, which is quite a decent size, and we go up to 30 kilowatts, and we can do that with utility boilers, in-room boilers, and cookers as well. So we've got a lot of different scope to treat hard to treat homes.
Yeah, and I think with actually, whether you're going down this route or whether you're just going a bit more simple, I guess, with the wood burner, I think you've, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think you said to me before that it is relatively simple to hook that up to a more standard heating system if that's what's already in the house that you're
So the other
looking
good thing, we love air source. Air source is great, but a great partnership between air source is a wood burner.
Yeah.
And the two work really well together. So if you've got a really, really cold day and you want to take the edge off, then a wood burner like this can be installed again with one of those and work really, really nicely. What we look at doing is supplying a complete flue system, and there are ways to get this through there without upsetting the integrity of the building, so you can keep the air in the house, not upset the insulation factors, and we can bring the direct air, we can bring the air in for the burning through the back of the stove into the burner, so that you're not having any air taken from the room.
Yeah, okay.
And we've got lots and lots of little boxes of tricks that can make these things really, really efficient. So we've got a controller called an Air Smart. So if a client's got MVHR, we can connect a inline control box, which will open the direct air and shut the MVHR off, so they're not going to get a face full of smoke.
Yes. Okay. Brilliant. So it can all be connected, and it can be smart in that way.
Yeah.
I suppose this is me thinking now with my heart rather than my head a little bit, but there's something here that you said about, yes, it works really well for hard to treat homes, but there's also something about, it's quite cozy as well, right?
It is. It's really cozy, and every home should have a wood burner. The other good thing with all of our wood burners and any new wood burner out there is that they're all really low particulates, and we've got to get people away from having open fires, which are really, really not very good for the environment. And if you have, for every open fire that we take out and we put a wood burner in, we're solving the problem out there for what's going on in the world at the moment. So these are really good, really efficient. All the customer needs to do is have, or the homeowner needs to do is have really nice clean wood in there, and it will burn really nicely for many hours.
Love it, fantastic. And it's great to see the almost quite contrasting looking technologies working in unison together.
And we can bring those together really nicely.
Great, thanks very much.
That's all right.
I think we're going to carry on our journey, but I'm just going to wish you a great rest of your weekend.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, thanks very much.
Magic. Thank you for that. I'm loving that. There's nothing better than a fire.
Nice setup, right?
It is. Right, officially we've got a couple of minutes.
Okay.
Where do you want to go?
What I want to do is I want to see if Corniche are at their stand, our friends here. If they're not, well, either way, we'll go this way because we can have a little look through the renovation house. I think we might have arrived when they've gone to get some lunch, so that's fine.
They've gone to get lunch.
That's
like
okay.
We managed to get in a little bit earlier.
I was hoping to get hold of Kev that was here because he did a great. Now, see, I keep talking about TikTok, but this my new passion for this year. It's our New Year's resolution to be on there and be more active on new channels.
We're too old for that, Nick Ruddle.
Well, I thought I was, but apparently not. We've done some really great engagement on there. But yeah, some of the great products they've got here in terms of kind of this roof lantern over here. They do some great things with glass and skylights, as well as the glass doors. But yeah, Kev's a bit of a star on there as well on TikTok, so I wanted to try and catch him. So maybe we'll come back. But he's done a nice little bit of promo for this weekend, and also uploaded a blooper reel version, which did tickle me a little bit.
Wicked.
I quite enjoyed that.
Well, let's quickly do this. The downstairs of the renovation house, just in itself, is just brilliant to come here. Greetings, guys. All right. And again, everywhere, just tucked everywhere in this whole thing is that you've got plenty to see. So we saw the front of the house, Nick. What are we looking at now?
So the first angle that we saw from the front really is the before.
Yes.
And then this is the next step. This is the beginning to tear things out step.
Yeah.
So
Wow.
this is when you're really starting to gut the place. And what we'll start to see as we go through this is really great for people to be able to see, because you can see different cutaways, different layers of what's in here. Actually, we're not going to go through because there's a tour going on in there right now.
Oh, no.
But that's okay. You'll have to come and see it for yourself, I guess. But
I'll tell you what we'll do. We're going to start. You're going to tell me off for saying this, but I'm going to aim for us to start the fourth and final roaming camera from here.
As long as there's not another tour going on.
True,
But
so we'll wait and see.
That's okay.
But you get the idea of what we're going to have a look at here, and you get to see it. What I love about this, and it was you that pointed it out the first time that we came and saw this, is that it looks like when we walk into the kitchen in its original state, this is like the second one, because you get to go in from the other side, don't you, and see the kitchen.
Yeah, so let's wander around, and we can see the other side from the outside at least.
But
before we
your
close,
comment to me was that it looks like you've grown the kitchen by the end.
Yeah, that's
and you
it.
said,
So
no, by design, it is exactly the same space.
So the idea here is that it's 4 different steps of the exact same house throughout the renovation, and essentially the measurements are all the same, the space is all the same.
Unbelievable.
It is mirrored on some bits, but we're not worrying about that too much. It works practically that way. But
so
you kind of get the before, and then you get 2 steps of during. You get the kind of the tearing it down or tearing things out, and then you get the starting to add things in.
Come on into my house, guys.
Can't keep them away from it. We're going to run into the tour again this way.
It's fine. They're further round. It's fine. But I want to just see this bit, because we saw once you were ripping it out.
So this is
Let's see why we're ripping it out. And I mean, this is proper old school, isn't it? I mean, it is a very old fashioned. We've got the floorboards are all predominantly destroyed. I mean,
does your house not look like this then?
Maybe underneath, who knows?
Yeah, no. But yeah,
I mean, crikey, proper old fashioned sink and everything. And like you say, this is one that, if you had everything that you've put on this house upstairs and down, you would probably call it quits. But it's about showing how these things aren't insurmountable.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
So this is why you'd move away from it. Then we around here, like we said, we're probably not going to get very far with this bit because of the fact that the tour is part way round. And in fact, we may as well stop here, hadn't we?
Yeah.
This is where we were a second ago. So this is now that kitchen space where everything has been ripped out. The floorboards have gone. The front window has gone. And in fact, quite cleverly, you can see through there is what the window is going to become.
Yeah,
ultimately.
that's step 3 when you're starting to put it back together again.
It's just brilliant.
And then step 4, which is
you can see through the window. Yeah, you can see through the other
you get
side.
the finished product, and you kind of can't quite believe that it's the same house.
Yeah.
But you really can do it.
And the upstairs is, so this is a kitchen. Upstairs is what?
Upstairs you've got bedrooms, bathrooms,
Really?
some roof and loft kind of sections
unbelievable
as well. So it's an amazing place.
Because you do, this is why I think this is so useful, is that if you saw that kitchen space and any of the rest of it, you'd go, no, I'm not even going to acquire this, let alone take this on. Whereas it's like, no, seriously, it's more doable than you might think.
Yeah, and I would, although we're doing our version of it, I would recommend coming and getting the professional tour from people that have done renovations. And
I'm
and
just
can
a kid
talk
in
you
the
through
sweet
it.
shop
Well,
version.
that's it, yeah. Do you think the coast is clear? I think we can probably not go through there. That's
fine.
okay.
You get the idea. To be honest with you, I want you to come down and experience it because you'll see it even better. We may have shown enough of it. We might show a little sneak glimpse, sneak through and show the last bit a little bit later. It keeps them coming back. That's the whole idea, yeah?
That's it.
I think we're done on this one, so we'll wrap this one up. Tour number 3. We've got one more to come. Then we'll do our final video where we're going to grab Harvey Fremlin, the MD of NSBRC, and we're going to have a chat to him about how the day has gone and just do a little bit of a wrap up and get everybody really in the mood for days 2 and 3 of this. So for now, Nick Want, thank you, mate.
Thank you.
Myself, Chris Dawes, we'll catch up with you for Rome number 4.
See you soon.